Hey everybody, I'm back. And so come on. I didn't have time to go get anything to eat or anything like that. I just wanted to be right here when you joined us again. Hey Rhea, thank you for coming back. Great conversation, y'all. And I can mention some more names. Atasha Sharp has joined us. Ty is back. Film Girl Forever is back. 4444 Miller is back. Let's see. Cornelius, the realtor, I think, is back with us. Zari Bard is back. Uh, I can't figure that one out. Butterfly Lens, come on in the room. We appreciate that. Photo Grio, hey Sue Ross, thank you for joining us. Yes, yes, thank you, Ty. So glad that you could listen in. Patrice is just amazing. And I wanted y'all to know just how grand she is. You see her work or see her on set, or sometimes you don't see her because she stays so behind the lens. But I wanted folks to know just what a magnificently talented person Patrice Coleman is, and that she has blazed some trails for all the folks that are in makeup now and coming along. Hey, Deb Moore, into this film and television industry. This was a sister that was out there very, very early on. As she said, before Tyler Perry even had his studio, is how long she's been doing this. So, Patrice, is she in, Rhea? Did she come in yet? Because you know I'm not the greatest. I'll miss people sometimes. I heard. Okay. All right. Hey, Miss Angie Bones. Thank you. Angie Bones is with us, y'all, in the room, and she's going to be our guest next week. So looking forward to having you, Angie. Patrice, wherever you are, come on back. I know she's trying to get back on. Rhea, you might want to just give her a call and see what's going on. Okay? All righty. All right. So while we wait for that, I know there are people that are on that were not on when we first started. So let me just review some of our famous, important dates. They're not so famous yet for BronzeLens Film Festival. As I have mentioned, we are going to be virtual this year. Brianna Cook, thank you for joining us. A virtual festival basically means you can be anywhere and partake in BronzeLens. You can be at home, you can be in your office if people are still going to the office, you can be on your tablet, you can be on your phone. Hey Murphy Muse, thank you for joining us. But you will get a chance to experience the very best of BronzeLens virtually, and we're excited about that. We did not want to take a pause and not have the festival this year. ECPC07, hey Elise, thank you for joining us. So our dates are August 11th through 16th, Tuesday, August 11th through Sunday, August 16th. We're going to have some of the things that you are definitely familiar with BronzeLens. There'll be great networking for the official filmmakers, and then there'll be great networking for people all over the platform as a whole. We're going to have a salute to women that the Real Divas of Atlanta are going to put together for us, and we're very excited about Ty Johnson and the women of the Real Divas that are doing that for us. And we're going to have our Cinema and Social Justice Sunday, which is such a staple of BronzeLens. And I want to say that because now more than ever, you are understanding the impact of film in persuading, in changing minds, in enlightening us. And we have just been inundated with so much content, things that were created years ago that are still relevant now, as well as things that are being created now. Robbie Robbie, you know who you are. Sorry if I messed up your name. Alvelin, thanks for coming back. So Cinema and Social Justice Sunday has been with BronzeLens since we've started. It was important to us that we bring attention to Atlanta as this place where so much of the civil rights leaders lived, and so much of the work that was done in this area, not all, but quite a bit of it was done in Atlanta, home of Dr. Martin Luther King. And it's also the home of the Center for Civil and Human Rights. And we felt it was important that we look at those film stories that can talk about social justice or injustice, as the case might be. And there have been films all through the years. Alvalin's mom had a great film. Forgive me if I'm not remembering. She sure has been out there for quite some time. She's absolutely fantastic, very nice lady. It's wonderful to hear and see all that's happening for her career. Right on, Patrice. Okay, Patrice, are we going to have to send somebody to get you and bring you to my house to finish our conversation? So yeah, Patrice is coming. I know she's coming. I know she's coming. But as I was saying, we've had great films on this Sunday of BronzeLens. So August 16th will be the day that we will have Cinema and Social Justice Sunday. We're going to have our Sunday brunch with the brothers, your brunch, my brothers. And we're also going to have the BronzeLens Awards on Sunday, August 16th. And we are creating a way to have a BronzeLens Award show virtually so that everybody can tune in and see the nominees and the filmmakers that are going to be winning in the various categories. The filmmaker that wins the best short gets to send their film to the Academy Awards, to the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences for contention for the Oscars as best short. So we're excited to be an Oscar qualifying film festival, and you'll get a chance to kind of see what that looks like through BronzeLens Virtual. We're also excited because we get a chance to see have people join us from all over the world. The fact that our filmmakers are from all over the world means that their families and their friends, whether they're in Jamaica or whether they're in London or whether they're in the Cameroon, wherever the case might be where our filmmakers have come from, they'll get a chance now to be online and have their families view their creations. So we're very excited about that. Megan moi, thank you for joining us. I don't know what's happened to Patrice, y'all. I think she's probably having some trouble connecting or getting back in. So this is what we'll do. If you have a question for Patrice, go ahead and put it in the conversation here. Oh, she said she's coming? Okay, great. Okay, Carlos has just joined us. Thank you. We're waiting for Patrice. All right, great. So have those questions ready. Patrice knows marvelous things about, what you do with your face and, how to make things pop. She always talks about things popping. That's a conversation I love to have with her. But in addition to that, she just has great experience in the total look of you. She's having a little problem connecting. So just stand by, everybody. Now, I can talk for days. I know you don't want to hear me talk that way. Stairway to Devon, J. Did I get that right? Thank you for joining us. Patrice is on her way, okay? Patrice is on her way. All right, so on, as I was saying, BronzeLens dates August 11 through 16. Then next week, producer Angie Bones. I've mentioned Angie. And she's got a marvelous body of work that she can talk about her career. On July 8th, actor T.C. Carson is going to join us, and I'm so excited about that. And here is Patrice. Okay, there she is. We're waiting for Patrice to come on in. Almost there. Here she comes. Yay! When they talk about sending out the cavalry, I was like, okay. What the heck?
Where is she?
Oh, me. Okay, so Patrice, we're going to be able to take questions. And before we do that, I have one thing I want to do, as I mentioned to you yesterday. Show me yours, okay, and I'll show you mine. What you got?
I I have my Deblot palette. My Deblot
I love it.
palette,
Let's talk a little bit about that.
Okay. So sanitation is a big thing of mine. I always try to make sure my kit is really clean, and I'm concerned about double dipping. You know, I don't put any brush in any lipstick that I've used on someone else, you know, directly from the makeup brush or anything. So I'm always really cautious. So I created this product to help with that whole sanitation process. So these are wax coated papers. And let's see, that comes off. And this little pad here that I don't know if you can see it, it has little adhesive strips, and it attaches to this metal palette. So you just attach it like that. And on the back, it's got a strap. So it's adjustable. It's got Velcro. And it's adjustable, and you put it on your hand. Okay, so you can do it like this. This is how I do it a lot of times. A lot of times I find I have it on my thumb. I'm working with it in the palm of my hand. So you can wear it wherever it feels comfortable, and you can adjust the strap. So the purpose of that is so you can work. These pads actually have adhesive on 3 sides so that while you're working, the pad doesn't flap around. The weight of the cream or whatever product doesn't cause the paper to flap. So that's kind of my special design there. And these are wax coated, and you have to be careful. That's one thing. You have to know to be careful when you're taking the paper off. So you just slide the paper off like that, and it leaves the sides still intact so it doesn't wiggle around. And with these, this is something that a lot of people sleep on, especially when I'm working background. I like to put some of the lipstick on here, give them like a little dove toe, or whatever it is, lip applicator, like those little felt tip like applicators, and I would just give it and fold it, and they can take this and stick it in their bra or in their pocket and they're good to go. And that way you can keep continuity. They can touch themselves up. If somebody else comes along, another artist, and they don't know what lip they have on, they can pull out their little piece of paper with their lip color on it, and they can either touch themselves up or the other artist can touch them up. And this is going to be really helpful in terms of sanitation coming back after COVID. It's always good and convenient anyway, but
everybody should be getting your product, Patrice. Do you have an Instagram page for that?
Yeah. I have a Deblot Instagram page. But if a lot of people I know buy supplies from LA, and like friends, Nigel's, Namie's, they carry the Deblot palettes. Who else? Here in Atlanta, Reynolds, which used to be the engineer guy, they carry it, and those are places where you can find the Deblot palettes. And the website will be up again soon.
Okay. So Deblot, D-A-B-L-O-T, right? Deblot. Megan D.
Deblot.
Oh, that's makeup artist. I'm sorry, Megan. I didn't get that earlier. So where can we buy this from? So Patrice named several companies where you can get it. And we will also be running this video on our website tomorrow, so that you can kind of catch up with anything that we've said in this, okay? So, yeah.
Okay, but Nigel's has a fresh new order, so if you want to get some from Nigel's, they have it there. And they also have them at what used to be the engineer guy, which is now Reynolds, over off of, like, across from Crown Road, over by...
Okay, yes.
Porsche.
Okay, yes, she says I will be going to Reynolds. Okay, great, Megan. Yes. Okay, so you showed me yours. So before we take questions, I wanted to show you mine. So this is a picture of my dad when he was a young buck.
Oh,
My dad was born in 1908.
wow.
And I found this photo when
Oh
I
my
was
goodness.
cleaning out stuff at my sister's house. And he was about 20, 21. And look how sharp,
Hmm.
this is the son of a farmer and a laborer. He never had more than a second grade education. But look how sharp he was. He's always a
Right.
sense of
Always a sense of
style, you know.
style.
My brothers took after him in that way. So just honoring the ancestors. Our black men have been so persecuted and just maligned in all kinds of ways. But even back in 1928, they found a way to still be sharp. You know, don't you love that? Pride in their appearance.
Pride in
Yes.
their appearance.
Yes. I love it. All right. So, y'all,
Yes.
you got some questions for Patrice
Mhm.
because now is the time. I will try to keep up with you and try to, you know, get everybody that comes through. But let's have your questions. One of them I'll start with, Patrice. I can't read that. One of them I'll start with, Patrice. You always talk about the pop, making things pop, particularly as you mature. Talk a little bit about that.
Basically, as we get older, we lose light, and sometimes our eyes get smaller. You know, underneath our eyes gets darker. Our lips start to kind of shrink a little bit. You know, the hair thins, the lashes are thinner. So the pop comes to me by bringing light in contrast. So a lot of times you want to highlight under the eyes. You want to, you know, do a little highlight on the brow bone. Sometimes adding a little light color in the center of the lid or the corner of the eye brings light and pop and
Oh,
just
that's
kind
what
of
that
opens
corner
the
thing
face
is. I
up.
kept seeing people with this thing in the corner, and I'm just like, what is that?
It's a style thing too, but it also does serve a purpose too. So, you know, beyond some things are just trend and some things are
Okay, okay. I thought it
corrective
was a
kind
trend
of.
thing.
So
So Megan says, Megan dot the dot MUA. What advice would you give to a newer artist in this industry, Patrice?
make up everybody you can. Practice, practice, practice. Yeah. Is it film particularly that you are looking
Megan,
to
can you tell us
work in?
what is your interest? Is it film? You could put that in the comments there. I don't know how long these things. Hey, Myra Walker. Myra Walker's on here. Hey, Myra.
If
Thank you for joining us. Well, Patrice, talk in both instances, film and TV.
yeah, if you know, depending on where you are in terms of your
Her interest is
level
film and
of
television. I just
experience,
saw the note.
if it if you're a new artist, if you're really just starting your career, it's good to find a good mentor. That's helpful. It's also good to practice as much as you can. And it's really good to try to work on independent films if you can, because that's a good way where people appreciate you. You get to hone your skills, and they're just glad to have you there for the most part. So you know, if everything isn't quite together like it needs to be, you know, people don't tend to be as hard on you, or their expectation isn't quite as high. So it's a good
Well,
place to kind of cut your
how do
teeth.
you find out who those people are? I mean, you know, like in the case of indie filmmakers, or how do you find out?
At universities, you'll find student films. At actors groups, you'll find independent films. You know, there are lots of places where actors have classes, and you know, you'll get to meet people that way if you work on headshots with actors. And sometimes you might even be willing to volunteer your services. It's always interesting to me. Some people are like, I'm not volunteering for that. I'm not, you know, you never know where that is going to lead you. You know, sometimes you blessing somebody else
Yes,
turn around
yes,
and bless you
yes,
right back.
yes,
You
yes.
never know.
Any
So,
suggestions on how to obtain a mentor?
well, if you just talk to people and you know, sometimes you go online and you see people. There's so, with what is going on online these days, you have
Mm-hmm,
access to so many people. Some, it might even be
mm-hmm,
talking to somebody at the
mm-hmm,
makeup counter, at the
mm-hmm,
Mac counter, something like that. You know, you just never know. You might be at somebody's wedding and there's a makeup artist
mm-hmm,
there and you like their work. You know, just
mm-hmm,
have to kind of find your way with it, through photographers. You can find out who they work with, or you can, you know, try to work with the photographers,
mm-hmm,
and you can meet different people that way. You know, there are all kinds of ways. There are all kind of groups
mm-hmm,
online, on
mm-hmm.
Facebook. There are all kind of groups. Yeah, there's just a plethora
Okay,
of
okay.
ways you can
So
find
I
it.
have another question. This is coming from me. It's not in the thread. How do you determine the makeup lines that you use? You know, you have me using something that I don't find in stores, but what is your process of elimination with products? I'm going to turn on the light while you're doing
Well,
that. Okay,
first off,
it's getting
every,
cloudy. Go ahead.
okay, every makeup line is not necessarily going to be good for every person. So, one, you can buy different lines to experiment with. You can have friends who have different makeup. You
Mhm,
can get little samples of their makeup to experiment with. Sometimes you can contact the cosmetic companies and ask them for samples. At the counters, you can try and ask for samples at the makeup counters. At the pro stores, you're going to find lines of makeup that won't be sold necessarily in a department store or drugstore. And those professional lines will be different and have a different range of colors and textures. So you can even go like to the store that's the beauty supply, professional beauty supply, depending on if you're here, Atlanta Costume or Costco, or the engineer. I keep saying the engineer guy, but it's Reynolds now. You can go there. They have different products you can try. You know, they have testers, and you can get a feel for the textures. And, you know, you experiment and you learn that certain things work better on older skin, or certain things work better on skin with acne, or this particular line will have a color that works better with this skin tone. So by the time you figure out all the variables, and then you get to mixing products and you see, you know, what silicone base might not work, or it may work with the water base, or, you know, oil base something may not work with the silicone, or, you know, different products, you'll try them together and you'll, you know, be able to,
You
I'm a
are. You
mixologist.
are,
I'm going to
because you know we have some
experiment.
things we found at TJ
And
Maxx that you know might work for
yeah, I mean, I'm all over the place. I'm willing to try all different. One of my colleagues was like, "You don't have any problem experimenting." I'm like, "No, I don't." You know, and I've been pretty lucky in most situations. I have one flashback that still kind of gives me horror, but But for the most part, you know, just experiment. And I mean, the drugstore is not a bad place to start, the department store, but you're going to get different products at different places. So, and they have so much out here. It's nice to be able to share some samples with different people so you get to test them
Okay.
before you have to make
Someone wrote
purchases.
PMAC Expo. Thank you, Cornelius. Cornelius, have an amazing day, Queens. You're beautiful. You're loved. You're appreciated. Thank you so much. Someone wrote PMAC Expo. What
Oh,
is that? Do you know what that is?
that's Gwyneth Mosby's
Mm-hmm.
expo that she
Mm-hmm.
has, makeup artist
Okay.
expo
Well, it
every
might be a
year.
little difficult doing that
Actually,
this year, though.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But that's a good
absolutely.
place for
So
makeup artists to
yeah,
go and network and meet people and sample products and stuff like that.
it is. It's a local festival, you know, conference, and I was blessed and honored to be one of the first film recipients, makeup artist recipients, award winners from them. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
it was
okay,
nice.
awesome.
Thank you, Glynis. Yeah, yeah, but it and they have products, and you know the different local vendors will be there, and you know some people from out of town, but there are some
Okay,
classes that you can, you know, learn from, and good instructors, local as well as artists from out, you know, who are here from LA, and so you get a range of artists
okay,
that
all right.
will have little
So I don't know
workshops.
when the next one is, but whoever is, responding here, when that kind of event takes place, let us know, and we'll certainly put something about it in the BronzeLens newsletter or pick it up on our social media thread just to put it out there. We're always trying to uplift and educate our community. This is a fairly new film community in a broad way, although you've been doing it for many, many years, but it was not as broad-based as it is now, with so many people that are coming here just to do film, TV, makeup, and so many people trying to get into the
Yeah.
industry. And that's one of the things that BronzeLens has always done, and that is try to make ourselves open to educating our community as to the various opportunities. How do you morph into this, or what that career looks like? And you've just been a delightful, wonderful, awesome guest, Patrice. I want to thank you so much for spending time with us today and
Much.
just letting us know about your journey as a makeup artist. I think it looks easy if you've done your sister's makeup or your auntie's makeup for the wedding and you're like, I want to get into this. But it's a little more challenging than just wanting to get into. And you've got to continue to network as you have your whole life, collaborate, educate yourself, experiment, I heard you say,
Yes.
um, and just, try to be
Yeah.
excellent at what you do. And that's what you've always done. All my faces, Patrice, that you do, just, and I call it a Patrice face.
Thank you. You
Thank
look
you.
pretty.
Thank
You
you.
look
It's
pretty
not a
too.
Patrice. But wait a minute, it's not a
We've
Patrice
been
face, though.
watching.
Okay, just wanted to say. Yeah. But you have a level of
The good,
excellence
bad,
that
the
it's just, I'm so spoiled. And so when I've been in situations where it's not Patrice, for heaven's sakes. And I have to, just kind of, I understood when you said that people get in your chair and they're nervous because, they're used to looking a certain way or people doing
yeah.
certain things, and that's what you've done. You've totally spoiled me. And it was my joy and pleasure to let everyone know just how great you are and
Oh,
just how wonderful your contributions have been to the industry. So thank you, Patrice. God bless you.
thank you, Kathleen. Your loyalty, your friendship, and all of your
Yes, ma'am.
patience and
Yes, ma'am.
business and
Yes, ma'am.
support
Don't
and
forget the
love.
block.
Thank you so
Patrice's
much.
Instagram handle is patriceg.coleman. So like her on Instagram, follow her on Instagram. And always, of course, BronzeLens Film Festival. We'll see y'all next week My guest is going to be Angie Bones, producer. 2 o'clock on Instagram Live for Bronze
Yay.
Lens Live. Thank you, everybody. Have a good afternoon. Stay safe. Wash your hands. All right. Bye. Bye, Patrice. Love you. Yes, ma'am.
Bye. Thank you. Love you.